On behalf of the family, I want to welcome everyone here this afternoon. For those who don't know me, I'm a longtime family friend. My name's Heather Goodwin. And Dale asked if I would do this job, so you ready in season and out of season. I'd like to start off with a prayer, and I think the best prayer we could do, and it's been taken out of our system, and that's the Lord's Prayer. I think there's some of you who are my age that remember saying that in school. So Jesus' disciples asked him how to pray, and this is what he taught them. He said it in Aramaic, but I don't think we'll do that. We'll probably do it the King James Version. And Ryan has found it, and he's got it up on the wall for us. So would you join me in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. I know that we're all here today with heavy hearts at the passing of Janice, a beautiful and talented woman whom we all loved and admired and called friend, or honey, or mom, or grandma, or sis. The reality of it hasn't really sunk in yet, at least for me. It's going to take a while to get used to this community without Janice in it. I know the Kirk Center sure won't seem the same when we go there. But every time we see one of her beautiful paintings, we will think of her and our day will be brighter. Each of you will have your individual memories of your time with Janice, and there will be an open mic when a few of you may care to share some of them. We probably won't have time for everyone, but if you've got some good things to share, we encourage you to come up and do that at the open mic time. Personally, for the past 13 or more winters, Janice looked after our house, bills, and plants while we were away enjoying sunshine down south. But that's not the reason I will miss her. It's because she was such a loyal, helpful, and faithful friend. We shared so many things in common, the love of gardening and nature and good nutrition and art and our time on the Women's Club executive, and best of all, our faith in Jesus Christ. Janice's body may have died, but her spirit is very much alive and doing well in that other dimension that we call heaven. Our time here on earth is just a small blip in the eternal picture, no matter how long or short our lives here are. But we should make the best of each precious day that God gives us with a heart full of thankfulness. And I know that Janice did. So at this time I'm going to don my guitar and sing in the garden. That's where Janice loved to be, especially early in the morning. With Dale's help, she always had a fabulous garden.
close as I, he walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing, and he works with me and he talks with me and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I'd stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling, and he bids me go through a voice of woe. His voice to me is calling, and he walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Now, at this time, I'd like to ask Janice's brother-in-law, Don Herbison, to come up and share the eulogy.
Thank you, Helen. It's the day when we're looking forward to talking. We were lucky we had a few days there at the end for Jan. She came over to our place there and we had a beautiful day or two, but we had to phone Dale and Dale would come and get her because she was not doing good the next day. Got her into the hospital and she perked right up there. The next day we went and visited. She says, I think I should phone my brother and tell him to postpone it. I'm getting better. Well, we know she wasn't, but if it was positive thinking, she should have gotten better because she never gave up. And she was always saying, anybody that phoned her, oh, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. But she didn't, she was no pain, and she lasted a few days, and she's passed on now. Her spirit has gone, like Heather was saying, to be with the Lord. Janice Elaine Jacobowski / husband, she was Herbison, was born in April 24th, 1951, to Leon and Ione Jacobowski in Oregon City, Oregon, and passed away peacefully on April the 12th, 2015, in Fort St. John, BC. Janice was the baby of the family and the only girl with 3 older brothers, Joel, Dale, and Robert. These brothers not only looked out for her, but tormented her in turn. She was raised in Malola, Oregon, where she enjoyed a semi-rural life with chickens, ducks, and the odd talking magpie. Janice graduated from Molola. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's just south of Oregon, where she enjoyed a semi-rural life with chicken, ducks, and magpies. Janice graduated there in high school, Union High School, in 1969. She worked at a tool factory where she would purchase defective tools, the seconds, for her brother Dale, which he still owns. She also worked at a baby clothes factory in which she helped clothe her nieces and nephews. As the only daughter and the youngest at that, she got the Mustang, while the boys got to beat up jalopies. Janice followed her brother Robert when he moved to Canada in '72, and shortly after met her future husband. They were married on June 30th, 1974 in Kamloops, BC, a marriage of 40 years. She just about made 41. Del and Jan moved around for a while. They lived in Tungsten, Northwest Territories from '74 to 1977, where their first son was born, Ryan, in 1975. In 1977, the family moved to Hudson Hope to work on the Peace Canyon Dam. Here, their second son, Jason, was born in 1978. They stayed in Hudson Hope until the economy collapsed in early '84, moving to California for a few years. While they were there, Del did an overseas bit work at Papua New Guinea. After that, they moved back to Hudson Hope, where they remained. Jan had a special talent for art that she started to explore while in high school. She has used many mediums over the years, with watercolor being her favorite. As the years passed, her passion for painting increased, as did her knowledge and skill. She shared that love of painting with budding artists, holding classes in the communities of Chetwynd, Dawson Creek, Fort St. John, as well as Hudson Hope. Janice also loved playing cards, Scrabble, gardening, and helping others. She had no shortage of reference books on every health issue known to mankind. If you had a problem, she wanted to be able to fix it. Janice was generous with her knowledge and time, and always had an open door for anyone who needed her. She was a loving and wonderful mother to Ryan and Jason. They were her sunshine in her life. She was thrilled when Jason brought Catherine home, and as soon as the wedding plans were firm, she shared the news with us. She may not have been vocal about her admiration of you, Catherine, but she shared it with us how proud she was, and the little granddaughter, Vayda May. Janice was a former president of the Hudson Hope Women's Club, a member of the New Horizons Senior Center, and a member of the New Horizons Senior Center. Janice will remain in the hearts of her husband, Del, sons Ryan, Jason, Catherine, and great-granddaughter, Vayda May. Siblings Joel and Gwen of Lyle, Washington, Dale and Nancy of Hayden, Idaho, and Robert and Lena of Hot Springs, Montana. Brother-in-laws Donald and Asenath Herbison of Farmington, BC, Dwight and Helen of Cawston, BC, sister-in-law Wanda and Dan Nelson of Kamloops, BC, and many nieces and nephews, and lots of special friends. Janice, you will never be forgotten. And I can see the room is nearly full. They said it was going to be. And I imagine there was a lot of you that probably took art classes from Jan, because she was well known and well loved. And we're going to miss her dad. Sad.
Thanks, Don. There's lots of things that I learned about Janice that I didn't know. Sometimes we have friends and we forget to ask them some things. Okay, we're going to open up the mic. If you got something really on your heart that you'd like to share, we encourage you to come up at this time. Yep, Eileen, come on up. I know we should have a mic down there for you, but you know what? Well, it might be hard. I could move this one down there. Well, you can come up the stairs. Suggest that.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eileen Molnar, and I didn't really plan anything to say, but I love Janice deeply. Beautiful Janice. She came into my life at a time where I was just in desperate need for someone like her, and she showed me through her eyes God's beautiful creation, and I never looked at nature the same after I had met her. I didn't think I would turn into any kind of artist, but she persisted and was so encouraging, and it was just wonderful to be there with her. And even when I couldn't see very well to do art, I would go to her art classes just so I could spend time with her. Just, sitting and visiting. And I think she has enriched so many lives in this community that she will always be remembered. Her light will always shine brightly. And I know it didn't seem to matter where I went. If I was in Toronto, if I was in North Carolina, if I was anywhere, I always got a message from Janice to see how I was doing. And she was just that kind of beautiful, beautiful person. And I'm so grateful that God blessed me with knowing Janice for the years that I knew her. And of course, she'll be in my heart forever. And Dale and Ryan and Jason, I just want you to know how much we all loved her. One time we were having a garage sale, and she came and she sold all our stuff for us. She was the greatest saleswoman too. It was just amazing. But I just wanted to say how much I loved her and will miss her. Thank you very much.
I'll help you upstairs.
Not quite decrepit yet. I just wanted to say, unlike Heather, Janice had various friends for various things. Heather was her gardening friend, her bosom buddy for doing different things with. I happened to be her travel companion. I was her Scrabble buddy, her crib playing friend. Jan had such a diverse personality. If you knew Jan at all, you knew that she welcomed you into her studio. She could just meet you and you automatically became one of her friends. It was just the way she was. And I am going to miss her every time I go to Fort St. John. I need it. Oh, yes. I'll finish, sorry. I just want you to know that I'm going to think of her every day. She was my best friend.
I can't cry.
Oh, I had so much more to say, but you know what, I
I did my crying time on Sunday when Merv phoned me. I was down in Seashout with grandkids, kids and grandkids, and about to get on a ferry to come back home with my great-granddaughter, and I got the news. But my grandkids flooded around me and hugged me, and I did most of my crying then. Not that there isn't still some left. Anybody else want to come up and cry? Okay, Leanne, here you are.
Hi, I'm Janice and Dell's cousin. They're just not cousins, they're my best friends and family, and we were and are still so close. I moved up here, and first thing Janice does is introduce me to all her friends, and their friends are my friends, and we had such some fun. She phoned me, cards, we gotta play cards. And crib, and Scrabble, and she just come over, and if I was feeling down or just not up to par, come on, let's go. We're going to go for a drive. We're going to go for a walk. Let's go pick up Terry. We're going to go to Fort St. John. We got to get the girls together and go for lunch. And I remember going to On the Rim, and there'd be a half a dozen to a dozen of us at the rim, just sitting around and just talking and having a good time. And she was just so full of life, just so full of life. And that's how I want to remember her. Love you, cuz. Love you, Dell. And the boys, Jason and Ryan, Catherine, and little Vayda. She loved you guys. You were her heart.
Asenath, Janice's sister-in-law. I have a little different twist on the art class. She was after me for many years. Asenath, you've got to come and take an art class. You just have to. I said, Jan, I can't. I'm not an artist. I can put two pieces of cloth together, but I can't. Well, she said, I'm not going to start sewing, because if I ever start sewing, I won't ever pick up a paintbrush again. I said, well, one day she finally did convince me to come to an art class. So she had this beautiful print set out there with the river was there, and the sketch of the swan was there, and she was teaching us how to put trees in, and I'd put a branch in, and she'd come and look at it, and she'd say, oh, that's not quite right. With the swing of a brush, she'd have it looking just like a branch. Then it came to doing the swan, and I worked at it and worked at it. Pretty soon she came and looked at it, and she said, oh, looks like somebody got a hold of his beak and swung him around. She finally let me off the hook and said, I think maybe you're not a budding artist. But she was an absolute treasure, and she will be missed. She will always be deep in our hearts.
Waiting for someone else to come up, I mustn't forget to pass on condolences from Dorothy and Terry Parasini, Dell and family. I just talked to her, and they'd love to be here, but they asked me to pass on their love and condolences. Also from my daughter Corey, who spent quite a bit of time with Janice this last winter, because she stayed in our house while we were away. So they both would love to be here, all would love to be here. Come on up.
My name's Pat. I'm also a very good friend of Janice's. My friendship with her was more a one-on-one, and which was just great. a couple years ago, we went in the fall, we took a trip down south, and our aim on that trip was to go to every garage sale that we saw and every art gallery that we saw. Now, knowing you guys know Janice, you had to be careful what you said to Janice. If you made a suggestion, she'd be 10 feet out the door before you had a chance to say, wait, we got to plan something. She'd just be gone. And so we went on this trip, and she made me stick to that word. I swear we stopped in every art gallery, and you know, there could have been a garage sale just a block away from the one that we just at, but no, we had to go there too. And she could spot a garage sale sign 2 blocks down the road. You know, I was always so amazed. We'd go into Fort St. John and go sailing, and she'd say, oh, there's one. I said, what? Where? Over there. So it was just kind of crazy. So she's going to be very greatly missed. I enjoyed having her at the Pro Center and having lunch with her just about every day. And it's very sad, but I'm so fortunate to have known her.
We're waiting for Cassie's going to come up. I was one of Janice's art class. Well, I wasn't a dropout. I just didn't do watercolor too well. Because when I paint, I kind of go, shh, and I do my own thing. And she came to what I was doing, and she said, oh, you're doing your own thing. And I said, yeah, isn't that what we're supposed to do? But, so, yeah. So I was a little bit of a rebel in her art class. So we gardened together instead.
Hi everybody, my name is Cassie. Sorry, I'm not good at speaking. I've known Janice my whole life. This is my grandma. She's been a very good friend to my grandparents, Del, as well, for as long as I can remember. I also had the pleasure of knowing Janice through the Women's Club. For those of you that don't know what the Women's Club is, we're a group of volunteer ladies that look after the kitchen here in the hall, as well as provide a lunch and tea service like events just like today's. Janice was a very active member of the club for 10 years. She was president of the club for 7 of those years. So on behalf of the club, I just wanted to acknowledge that and say thank you for her years of hard work, and we will miss her kindness and we will miss her friendship.
Thanks, Cass. Cassie took over from Janice as president of the Women's Club. It's so nice to see a young bunch of women step into our shoes and take over the position. Anybody else with something burning in their heart to share? You coming, Sam? Okay. Might just pull me down too.
My name is Sam Kozlowski, and I figured I better come up here and do some talking because the women were doing all the talking. Yeah, right. I met Jan, I don't know how many years ago, and I remember the first time we went to an art, what do they call them when they put it on? No. We went towards Tumbler Ridge, and we were in a cow pasture, and we were getting art lessons and this sort of stuff, and I'll never forget that. And after that, we became good friends, and both myself and her both did artwork and matting and framing, and that's where I come in. She was always very good to me, and I always made sure I stopped by the Perk Center and visited with her, and she'll be sadly missed. Thank you.
It's harder than you think when you get up here and see everybody. I'm mostly here for my daughter, Belinda, Jason. That's how we met, was through our kids. Jason and Belinda kind of connected in high school, and through that we became friends with Janice and Del and Ryan, and over the years, I just wanted to share a neat art thing that her and I did together, because she actually didn't believe in Christmas trees. I don't know if the boys remember this, but we said she just couldn't have us over for Christmas without a tree. I mean, how do you do Christmas without a tree? And so lights like this, what we did, the two of us, was we strung them up on the wall. Do you boys remember this? And we made a tree with the lights in her living room. And it was just something very special memory that actually I just thought of as I was going to relay the condolences to you guys from Belinda and her family. She's just been really, really grieved about it all, because she was very, very close to Janice at a time when sometimes you can't talk to your own mom in those teenage years. And I know Janice was there for my daughter, and just that she wasn't just an art instructor. She was a friend to young people, and I know there's other young people here too that she was very close to. So I just wanted to pass on those condolences from Edmonton to you guys.
Last chance. We've got a wonderful presentation that Ryan has put together, a video presentation. Put my glasses on. I didn't need these till I was 70. What's with that? Now I can't see far or close. Ryan's put these together to give you a glimpse of Janice's life. About halfway through, there'll be slides of some of her art, and then there's a song that will be playing while her artwork is shown. As it was a poem that Janice's dad wrote about an area in southeast Oregon where the Jakubowski family hunted each fall. So listen for the words that's been put to music as her artwork is shown on the video. And the words were written by her dad.